prefer the real Raven. I said the real Raven. Perfection.
Hello everyone, hope you're all having a good day today, and welcome back to Mothman Media, where we're all wondering where our childhoods went, and as we were thrust into a cold, unforgiving world, when did our youthful optimism sink with the Titanic? But speaking of the cold,
Happy Christmas!
the snow is gently falling in the street, the tree that you've had up since Halloween is neatly decorated, all the mosquitoes have died and gone back to hell, and all the stockings are hung by the chimney with care in the hopes that Odin's Coca-Cola Sona will soon be there. In this weird, crazy world we're living in, the Christmas season is one of the few things that can open up my cold, empty soul and fill it with enough fresh pine scent and holiday-flavored coffee creamer to get me through the rest of the winter. Christmas in my home, much like many others, is often a time for family traditions, such as eating donut holes while decorating the tree, waking up way too early on Christmas morning and having to sit around for like an hour or so before we actually get to the good stuff, and one of my personal favorites, revisiting many of those classic holiday specials. There's so many classic Christmas films and specials that trying to pick out your favorite one can be like trying to pick your favorite child. But over the years, many of them have become classics. A Christmas Story, Home Alone, the Rankin Bass specials, many different versions of A Christmas Carol, and others. However, the special I'd like to talk about today is actually neither of those. In fact, it's one that I bet many of you have never even heard of before. If that's the case, let me be the one to introduce you to one of my favorite Christmas specials of all time. Produced by the Jim Henson Company in 1977 and based off the book of the same name written by Russell Hoban in 1971, the story follows Emmet Otter and his widowed mother as they try to balance their poor financial situation while still trying to have a good Christmas. While out doing odd jobs, Emmet learns of a talent show at the town hall on Christmas Eve, with $50 going to the winner. He and his mother, both realizing what they could do with the prize money, both separately decide to enter the contest, with Emmet and his friends forming a Jug-Band, and Ma performing as herself. However, both Emmet and his mother end up having to give up something in order to compete, with Emmet sacrificing his mother's wash tub to turn it into an instrument for the Jug-Band, and Ma selling off Emmet's tool chest to buy dress materials for her performance. Is it bad that only in doing research for this video I finally put together that this whole plot was inspired by Gift of the Magi? I feel like I should have figured that out sooner. Anyway, both Emmet and Ma's performances go well, however, they both end up being upstaged by the last-minute entry of the recurring group of characters known as the River Bottom Gang, who put on a whole big-budget rock performance. After the show, one of the judges explains that while they enjoyed both of their performances, they just needed a little something extra. As the group heads home, Emmet and his mother explain that they don't actually feel that bad about losing, with neither of the two expressing resentment over the other's actions, knowing that they were done with the best of intentions, even if it didn't work out, with both of them agreeing that taking chances like this is the same thing that Pa would have done. However, during their walk back, they realized that the two songs they performed at the talent show could actually work together, and so they do an impromptu mashup of their songs, accidentally attracting a crowd of people from a nearby restaurant, the owner of which happens to be the same judge from before, who proposes that maybe that special thing that they needed all along was each other. He then offers them a job to perform at the restaurant, to which they accept. After their first night's work, the group does one last song in tribute to Pa Otter before the credits roll. One thing that really helps this special stand out to me is the characters, especially Emmet and his mother. While on paper, some of the choices they make may be a bit questionable, it's made very clear that the intentions of the characters are pure. There are multiple moments throughout the special where we see what each of them are thinking, and we see them debating with themselves over whether or not they should take this chance if it means that they can do something nice for the other. Both Emmet and Ma's motives to win the contest are driven by the want to give the other a special gift for Christmas. For Emmet, a fancy new guitar, and Ma, a piano to replace the one that she had to sell after her husband's passing. Even though he never appears in the story, Pa Otter, a former snake oil salesman, continues to influence the choices of our two leads. The theme of legacy and preserving the memory of those who came before you motivates our two leads as they try to figure out what the best thing to do is, and just how much of a chance are you willing to take if it means bringing happiness to the people you love. Both of our leads come across as likable and endearing, but this special is far from just a two-person show. Every other character is memorable as well. Emmet and his friends have an enjoyable dynamic with each other that help to give some of the special's funniest lines.
Good. Oh, let's see. Half of 50 cents. Half of 50 cents.
Now here we go.
Gee, Mr. Big Time Conductor.
Are you ready, Harvey?
Sure.
It's Ma.
Yeah, and she's better than we are.
Which is another one of the special strengths, as it's also just really funny throughout. Pretty much every character has at least one or two memorable lines.
Whoa, can that boy move fast? Now, where'd I put that teapot? Oh, thank you. I'm very nice to have helped you. I'm very nice. You excuse me. You're terribly nervous. Sorry.
In addition to both humor and heart, the special is also just really nice to look at. The set design is really impressive for its time. It looks well made enough to where you can tell that a lot of effort was put into it, but also simple enough to feel handcrafted, almost like how you would look at a homemade Christmas gift. As usual for Jim Henson properties, the puppetry is also really impressive, especially how much expression each character is given by the many talented puppeteers who gave life and personality to all the members of the cast, especially our two leads. The voice acting is also very solid overall, especially from Ma. Everything from charming, almost childlike optimism, to trying to stay strong with a hint of sorrow still peeking out, to being a caring and doting mother to her son, Marilyn Scull really knocks it out of the park, especially in the vocal department, but the rest of the cast also does a really solid job there as well. Pretty much all of the songs are great too, with composer Paul Williams, who would later go on to write Rainbow Connection a few years later, did an excellent job of writing catchy and memorable numbers. I think the best way I can describe this special is that it feels uniquely homemade, and I mean that in the best possible way. Yes, some of the effects maybe don't hold up as well today, but if anything, I think the occasional low-budget feel helps the special feel more personal and handcrafted, like a passion project from the people behind it, and you can feel that passion throughout this whole special. While I've been gushing about how well produced the special is, there also is a more personal reason why the special is so important to me. My family was actually introduced to the special by my late grandma, who showed it to my mother, who then passed it on to me. Considering how prevalent the theme of remembering the people who came before you is in this film, in a way, revisiting the special is a way I can honor someone who I've sadly lost too soon. While this may not be considered one of the best holiday specials by many, I think Emmet Otter's Jug-Band Christmas deserves a place amongst many of the other holiday classics. I mean, it's not Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer levels of great because that film is obviously peak cinema, but that's beside the point. Every year, I'm always more than happy to revisit this simple, heartfelt, funny, and incredibly charming special. And I strongly suggest you check it out yourself, because I feel like this special deserves to be remembered as something more than just where this meme came from.
And I'm here to tell you the story about Emmet Otter's...
Also, please check out the blooper reel for this film. It will be the funniest thing that you see all day.
What the hell was that?
But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider subscribing. I have lots of upcoming content to share with you, and I'd really appreciate it if you stuck around for even just a little bit. But that's all I have for now, but I hope I'll be seeing you again real soon.